Chainsaw Man is the worst anime on television right now, is what I would be telling you if I were part of this petition that is apparently going around on change.org to remake the entire first season of Chainsaw Man. Now, at first, when I heard about this, I thought, surely nobody in their right mind wants to remake Chainsaw Man. I mean, for God's sakes, the amount of work that was put into that show is absolutely insane. I mean, they had 12 different ending songs. Surely nobody wants to remake this, right? So I did a little bit of digging, and of course, there are people that want to remake Chainsaw Man. They're not satisfied with the current quality of Chainsaw Man, and they want the entire first season to be remade. Now, my first thought is that is complete and utter insanity for a multitude of reasons that we can get into today. So when I first came across a couple of articles about this, I kind of thought it was a joke. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. As you can see, Chainsaw Man start petition demanding remake of the anime. Some Chainsaw Man fans aren't happy with how MAPPA and the director have adopted Tatsuki Fujimoto's manga and now are asking for a complete redo. As we look into this article, I mean, there's a few articles that talk about this, but there is a 700-word change.org petition citing the current director, poor animation quality, and forgettable music. Forgettable music. Let's just take this into account. 12 different ending songs for each episode. That's forgettable music? I mean, how many animes actually do something like that? Can we just accept the fact that people aren't going to be happy with what is made, no matter how much effort is put into it? Because I mean, quite honestly, what this is telling me is anime fans, people in general, this is just coming down to pure greed and dissatisfaction for no reason whatsoever. People just want to complain, it seems like, because Chainsaw Man as a manga was completely revered. Every single normie, every single person trying to get into manga was reading Chainsaw Man first. It was what people were recommending. It was what people were reading right away. The amount of times that I've seen people start with Chainsaw Man, I probably can't even count, to tell you the truth. And that's not a bad thing. We don't want to gatekeep manga, anime, anything like that. But it was the most popular manga, probably still is right now in current time. So obviously there are going to be people that aren't particularly happy with the story. That doesn't mean that we need to remake an entire season of anime, or a show for that matter. I mean, think about the immense effort that was put into this show. For one, it follows the manga to a pretty close degree. At least the first few episodes were following the manga and the dialogue completely 100% to its true form. So I don't really know what people are complaining about with that. Secondly, the animation quality, it was made by MAPPA. Everybody loves MAPPA. Now all of a sudden people don't like MAPPA. I mean, they literally animate like 9,000 shows per season, but this animation quality was not good enough apparently. And lastly, I mean, I really don't understand. People are making comparisons to other shows because they're high rated on MAL. Like, that matters in the slightest degree. As you can see, they even criticized Denji's voice actor, Kikonosuke Toya. As a result, they started a petition. I even have the petition right here. Now, I can only read a little bit of Japanese. I'm not fully fluent. 2,000 NPCs, let's just call them NPCs, out of 2,500 signatures have signed a petition to remake Chainsaw Man. So this is 2,000 human beings that went to change.org and signed this petition to remake the first season, which is absolutely insane. Now, I'm pretty sure it was first reported by animesenpai.net, so we'll give a shout out to them. As you can see, they're even comparing Chainsaw Man to Bocchi the Rock, because Bocchi the Rock has a higher MAL rating, which, as we can see, Bocchi the Rock right now is absolutely killing it. Not that it matters. I mean, Bocchi the Rock is a great show. Don't get me wrong. I actually love that show. It's probably my favorite show of the season, but that's for many reasons aside from comparing it to Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's down at what, an 8.81. Apparently an 8.81 is not good enough for people. I mean, look at Mob Psycho season 2 was an 8.81, but people aren't satisfied with the 8.81 from Chainsaw Man. It has to be remade into a 10.0 apparently. People are literally comparing a slice of life anime to a seinen, shonen, Chainsaw Man, devil hunting, murderous anime. It makes literally no sense to me. I'm actually mind blown by the community, and honestly a little bit disappointed to see stuff like this, because the amount of work that this studio put in is absolutely insane. Can we just agree? Like, how is the animation bad? They're not asking for a redo of the story. I mean, imagine they're asking Fujimoto just to remake Chainsaw Man. I don't get it. Like, Fujimoto was even quoted saying that he's okay with the anime itself taking a slightly different direction because he thinks scenes wouldn't translate perfectly from the manga to the anime. I binge read the entire manga, and quite honestly, it wasn't my favorite manga. It's not even in my top 5 manga. Neither is the anime. But just because it's not my favorite show or manga doesn't mean that it needs to be remade. Like, what are we gonna call all of the animators from MAPPA back into the studio to remake the thousands of hours they probably put into this show? That's absolutely insane. Like, I just don't understand. I mean, there's 2,000 people right here. If they're that dissatisfied with the show, why don't they just, you know, come together, get a couple of voice actors, animators, artists, and they can remake Chainsaw Man themselves. But honestly, there probably aren't any within those 2,000 signatures, and that's the problem. We have people criticizing art, which is a subjective form, and thinking that it needs to fit everybody's criteria when it doesn't. Art is subjective at its very core. Some people can love the show, some people can hate the show. It doesn't mean we need to remake the show in its entirety. It's okay if you don't like it. If we're that dissatisfied with Chainsaw Man, we can literally just go and watch Bocchi the Rock. I mean, it has a 9.0 too, so clearly it's just better than Chainsaw Man is what people are insinuating, I guess. I'm a little bit frustrated. Like, I'm not even a Chainsaw Man fanboy. I like the show. It was an enjoyable show. I appreciate it for what it is. The manga itself was great. The artwork was great. The story is good. It's not my favorite genre by far. Like, don't get me wrong. This is not even close to my favorite genre of anime or manga, but I still enjoyed it because it's solid. And so is the anime. The anime is solid. I think we need to just appreciate the immense effort that MAPPA put into this project. I mean, if you think about it, this was probably the most overhyped anime that I can think of in recent times. I mean, let's be real. And not saying that it didn't live up to its hype. I mean, clearly a lot of people think that it didn't. If you think about the amount of people that know Chainsaw Man, the amount of people that don't even really read manga or watch anime, but still know Chainsaw Man or have seen it or read it, it's insane. It's a high population of people that know about this show. So the expectations are already going to be through the roof. So obviously living up to those expectations aren't necessarily going to happen for a lot of people, but they probably did for a lot of people too. So, I mean, if we enjoy the show, then let's enjoy it. We don't need to criticize every show that we don't like. It's okay. I mean, one of my favorite mangas is probably like a 6 rating on MAL. Me personally, I really enjoy When Will Aimu Make Its Move. This show has a 7.06 rating, okay? And its popularity is 1483. So should I just ask for a remake of this show and manga because it's 1400th in popularity? No, we just like the things that we like. Honestly, I don't even know if this video is making sense, but at the end of the day, I just want people to realize the effect that their actions have on other people. Directors and animators are getting berated on social media because of this. Like, yeah, go ahead. You can write into the ether of Twitter and think that it's going to make a change. At the end of the day, it's not. These animators are literally giving their lives in Japan to make shows like this, and they're working ridiculous amounts of hours to put out shows. Like, can you imagine working thousands of hours on a show and you have some random person with a Luffy image on Twitter saying that the show needs to be completely remade because it wasn't up to their satisfaction, because they've seen 200 animes, so they know what goes into an anime. I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous. I think we all need to take a step back and just appreciate the immense work that goes into something. And if you don't like it, you don't like it, that's okay. But there's literally no reason to remake Chainsaw Man, and I really hope that they do not do that, because it is going to set a very dangerous precedent going forward. If people are just upset with things, we're just gonna remake them. I mean, wait 20 years and we'll probably get a remake of Chainsaw Man anyways. We get remakes of Marvel movies, DC movies. I'm sure you'll get a remake of Chainsaw Man in like 2050. So just be patient, it'll come. Let me know what you guys think about this particular issue itself. I mean, I think it's pretty ridiculous that people actually want to remake shows in general, or just remake art in general. Like I said, art is completely subjective. So in my opinion, I think we kind of should just take it for what it is. If we don't like it, we don't like it. At the end of the day, that is just my opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love to hear the other side. If you agree that Chainsaw Man should be remade, let me know why. And if you agree that it shouldn't, also let me know why. because maybe I missed a couple of points. And if you like these videos, let me know down below as well, because I kind of like talking about anime news that comes up or manga news that comes up, just because there's a lot of stuff that's constantly going on in the realm of anime and manga, and I think it'd be cool to talk about some more stuff a little bit more consistently. So yeah, that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed your holidays, and I will see you next time.